Ever since the Thomas Fire erupted on December the 4th, it has steadily burned its way up the list of California's largest wildfires since the Great Depression. That list, however, does not include what some consider to be California's largest known wildfire, the 1889 Santiago Canyon Fire, which scorched 3 lakh acres in Orange, Riverside and San Diego counties. The official California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection list of the top 20 wildfires dates back only to 1932, because records before then are less reliable, the department says. The largest fire on the list is the 2003 Cedar Fire, which burned more than 273,000 acres and killed 15 people. By Saturday, the Thomas Fire had burned 267,500 acres in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties and was 40% contained. It rose from 4th largest to 3rd largest fire on record in the state. The Thomas Fire is notable not just for its destructiveness but also for how it has continued to threaten communities for nearly 2 weeks, first in Ventura and Santa Paula, then Ojai and now the Santa Barbara coast. And with winds pushing the flames this weekend, it could ultimately grow larger than the epic Santiago Canyon Fire. The Thomas Fire is still going and it potentially could exceed that 3 lakh acre estimate, said John Keeley, a research ecologist with the U.S. Geological Survey and an adjunct professor at UCLA. It could end up being the biggest fire. The year is already the most destructive in terms of fire in California history. Besides the Thomas Fire, a series of wind-whipped blazes in wine country destroyed more than 10,000 homes and killed more than 40 people in October. In the 1930s, the U.S. Forest Service compiled a list of all fires in California, with records going back to 1861, according to Keeley. These are estimates though, because going back that far, essentially all you have are newspaper reports, Keeley said. There's been big fires off and on ever since. Large fires are not unknown in California by any means. The one thing that perhaps is different is we are getting more of them now than we did historically. Since the Civil War, half of Southern California's largest wildfires have occurred in the last 15 years, according to a paper written by Keeley. The reason for the increase? Humans. Historically, if you look in the past when there are relatively few people on the landscape, a significant number of the fires were being started by lightning, Keeley said. And lightning doesn't occur during Santa Ana wind events. There was just a much lower probability of an ignition coinciding with Santa Ana winds. Today, however, most fires are triggered by people. As people increase on the landscape, we have a much greater chance that they are going to ignite fires. Perhaps by arson, or more people on the landscape means more infrastructure such as power lines that could cause fires. We think that the increased incidence of big fires is most directly tied to people, more people and more badly timed ignition. Keeley notes that the Thomas Fire is a real anomaly, because it is tied to an unusually long Santa Ana wind event. Normally when we get a strong Santa Ana wind event, it lasts 2 or 3 days and then the winds die down and the fire is then contained, Keeley said.